photography here tonight.
Left side with the classic Chevelle.
Yeah, baby. Here comes the burnout.
Dude, he's had this car for about 30 years now plus.
He sure does.
He's an OG, this guy right here.
There he is.
He's OG, original gangster. He's been with us since the start. The wild man, Chris Extra.
Okay, he's got a 400 shot of nitrous on this one, guys. Behind the scenes. Everything's running good, but he's going to put a 500 shot in the nitrous system now. Okay, here he comes, second pass, and he put in a 500 shot this time.
The wild man, Chris Extra. Think he does another big giant burnout.
Oh, you knew he's gonna. Come on now.
Like we like him. Smoke him if you got him. Chris Extra, the wild man.
500 shot on this one. Okay, he was having a wiring issue. Wouldn't stay started, so we're gonna call it a night. We'll have videos for you tomorrow.
Today I'm going to tell you the story of how I got named Wild Man. So, first of all, I used to run a lot of nitrous back in the days and stuff like that, and I was always fiddling around trying to get more. So, my son had just turned around 18, and the tractor was letting him take rides in the passenger car with me.
Hi, Siege.
Passenger seat. Back in them days, it was pulling like 180-foot long wheelies, almost a third of the way down the track, almost every time I went up there. So it was amazing that the tower was letting me do that. But what I didn't know is the guy that was normally down there sitting there, and he's the starter, which he controls whether or not you get a race or not. He was on vacation for 2 weeks, so the tower was letting me run with my son in the car, and everything was really good. But like always, I wanted a little bit more power. So one weekend I put a 3-stage nitrous kit on my car that was a total of 600 shot. And I was going to come out of the hole on one shot and hit the second one and then hit the third one as we were down the track. But when I pulled up to the line, the old starter was back, and he looked at me and he said, "No, you can't run with a passenger on the nitrous." And I said, "The tower is okay, I've been doing it for the last couple of weeks." And he goes, "Okay, but this is the last time, no more." So I said, "Okay."
So
what
you
did I
got
do?
the last ride.
I switched all 3 nitrous kits on out of the hole. So it was a 600 shot out of the hole. Needless to say, it kind of overpowered the car a little bit on one side. So it pulled about a 3-foot wheelie and headed just past the tree into the other lane, and it dropped back down. I straightened it out. Instead of shutting one of the nitrous kits on, I hit it again. It jumped, pulled a wheelie and jumped sideways towards the wall, perfectly towards the wall on the opposite side. And I kept into it, and I spun the tires and got it straight and let up on it. And I had it lined up again, and instead of just cruising down the road, I hit the son of a bitch again. And it went up in the air and it pulled a wheelie and came down on a 330-foot speed, the timing box. And all I seen was little pieces of styrofoam flying. And at that point, I was in the other lane, and I had already ran and finished my run down the track. And I pulled back around the corner and got out of my car, and everybody in the parking lot started standing and cheering and screaming because I didn't hit the wall. And I thought that was great because I didn't hit the wall. Well, the next weekend I come back, and I go to race, and they told me the tower wants to talk to you. So I go up to the tower, and I get scolded. I actually got put on probation. So they told me if the next time my car gets squirrely like that, I'm supposed to let up on it and just, go down the track slowly till I get off of it, and, that's the way you're supposed to do it. So I was on 6 months probation. If I did that again, they weren't going to let me back out at the track. So when I came up to the line that night to race, I didn't have all the nitrous on. I just started with my 325 I had, and I got up there, and all of a sudden he called me Wild Man. So I was named Wild Man from that point on after my squirrely ride with my son on the ride, which he'll never forget to this day.
Yeah,
that's how I got the name Wild Man. Coincidentally, I blew that engine up that night. So it was a racing block. It was a Motown. I think it was a dart block. I broke the crank in half and pulled out all the mains around. The caps were still bolted to the block, and when I pulled the timing chain cover off it, I lifted the whole crank and all the bosses out with it. So the 600 shot destroyed my little 350, but I had another motor, and when I got it back out the next weekend, we were running good again. But I learned my lesson on that. I don't think I'll spray a 600 shot on a small block no more.
So that's how the Wild Man was born.
Yeah.